Welcome back to another episode of Ask Mike and Marianne Show. Our names are Mike McDonald, if you don't know by now, and Marianne Bean. We serve the amazing community of Burbank and the surrounding areas. Today we're talking about buying the right house at the right price point in the neighborhood that you love. Right?
Hey, Mike.
Yes, Marianne.
What's that old saying? The worst house on the best
block.
Location.
In that order.
Exactly in that order. If you mess it up, it's over. Hey, do you remember when Jason and I bought our first house?
I think I was there.
Were you there? I think you were our realtor.
Exactly.
As first-time home buyers, we learned a very valuable lesson about home value and what that means in the grand scheme of things. But also, as a young first-time home buyer, I will tell you that when we closed escrow, two very important things happened. The first was that I cried a lot because I didn't quite understand the worst house on the best block situation. I really just wanted the nice house on the best block.
Don't worry, I had everything under control.
You and Jason had everything under control.
Your husband understood.
We literally had the worst house on the best block. We had great neighbors, we had an amazing street, and our walls were falling off.
The kitchen was beautiful.
The ceiling lights were falling out of the ceiling, and there were nuts and bolts in the carpet.
Floor sloped a little
The floor
bit.
sloped. The best part of that house was the meter. Do you remember the meter?
No.
How the original owner jimmied the meter. The meter was left on the inside of the house, and he had put a mirror like this for the meter reader to come read. So he would look in the mirror through my window
and see
the meter.
Numbers backwards.
It was awesome.
But that was an old-time Burbank family
It was
home.
a very old-time Burbank family home. So the next thing that happened was I got up early the next morning after I composed myself, and I sat in my kitchen by myself with a cup of coffee, and I stared out my back door and decided that was the best decision we'd made.
Thank you.
Buying that house. Good job, Mike. Oh, did you see him flinch? He thought I was going to hit him.
No. I thought you were further away, like 6 feet.
And 20 years later, we still own the house. We have an incredible renter who I think our realtor found.
Yes.
And we make a nice income off of that property. So the analogy is true.
What a concept.
Amazing.
Greatest country in the world.
I had a great realtor back then.
I will second that. Anyway, if you're anything,
Were you relishing how great you were?
Yeah, how great I am. Anyway, if you're anything like most of the buyers, you'll likely had your eyes on your neighborhood for some time now. Maybe you've taken drives down the streets, look at the schools, walk down the streets, maybe even walked in a couple open houses that you might have seen that were up in the area.
As
there.
people do.
Looking for that home, waiting for that dream home. Sometimes that dream house might not be the best investment. Might not be.
Might not be, because it's the best house on the best block.
I knew I'd get that idea. And in this video, we're going to explain why.
So, here's the thing about houses. Although there are places where we make our nest or our den,
Man cave.
they're also massive once-in-a-lifetime investments. Often the biggest investment you'll ever make. So despite the warm fuzzies that come with the idea of the home, you still want to look at it as an investment.
Kathy and I called it the Bank of McDonald.
Can I take out a loan?
Yeah, no, but we were putting money in our bank.
Yeah.
Every time we paid our mortgage. At first you don't get too much going into it because of the interest and all that stuff, but after a while it starts paying off pretty quickly.
Yeah, it's nice 20 years later, let me tell you. So if you're looking at it as an investment, which means resale value, that should always be at the top of your mind. It's
Buy
important.
as a seller.
Yes, always buy as a seller. It's important to consider the following. One, buyers want mid-range homes. A lot of people want that big expensive house, but they know the mortgage that comes with it. So many people compromise with a lower priced home in the ideal neighborhood. Again, the worst house on the best block, right? That's where that theory comes from. But you don't have to necessarily buy the worst house.
Or the smallest house.
Or the smallest house. This means that there are more buyers looking for mid-range homes, and when demand goes up, so do the price. This is why mid-range homes often command a higher price per square foot than bigger homes in the same neighborhood.
They call it supply and demand.
It is a very old capital rule. Your home value is determined by the homes around you. If you have the least expensive home in the neighborhood, the other homes will actually drive your home value up. But the opposite can also happen.
Yeah.
If you have the most expensive house, the other homes will drive your home value.
Can drive it down, yeah.
Yeah. This is another reason why mid-range homes tend to have a higher price per square foot than the fancier homes down the street.
But you need to take into consideration in Burbank, there are some big homes being built around little homes. That doesn't necessarily mean that's going to bring their value down because they're still selling for a lot. It just means theirs might not grow as fast as it could if it was another area of homes just like theirs.
Right. And there are there's enough offsetting of different types of homes being sold that the comps can be found.
Correct.
When valuing the property. So number 3 is your home will be harder to sell in tough times if the market shifts. And it does about every 7 years. Mm-hmm. You may be stuck at the top of the market in your area. When times are tough, buyers will opt for a less expensive home in hopes of getting a better deal. Do you agree?
Yeah. Buyers are, I won't say what buyers are, but
buyers are great.
They're good people to have. They're good to have. We love buyers, especially the ones who buy our listings.
We love buyers who want to sell their existing house. Yes. Those are our favorite.
If you're working with an agent, it's imperative they understand the importance of resale value. And most agents do, but not like us.
Not like us.
If you're thinking of buying a home, we can show you what characteristics to look for in a house in order to help you get the maximum resale value if you sell down the road. And most people do sell every 5 to 7 years. So.
And sometimes you're in a situation where you have to sell sooner than that.
Right.
But typically you want to be in a house at least 2 years.
I would say so. If you're thinking of selling, we can help you determine the current value of your home. We give you a complimentary, what do we call those things again? Market analysis. Very good.
Thank
I
you.
knew you remembered.
Was that a test?
Yes, no. Yes, no, yes. It was true and false.
You pass.
If you think you need a property manager, we're here to answer questions and to give you guidance on how to do that as well. We actually have a property management company, don't we?
That's why we brought it up.
Yay! We're full service realtors and property managers. We can provide advice, recommendations, and service every step of the way through your transactions. That's what we do. We do it quite well.
It's what we love to do.
Yes. And we enjoy it.
Yeah. So at this point, you may be convinced that you may need some guidance around the area of resale values.
Just the internet for me.
Just the internet for Mike. Zillow. That's the only place he goes. Did you ever hear that saying about Zillow where they get their zestimates?
No.
From their estimates? I mean,
careful.
Beep.
Yeah, you might want to beep that.
Perhaps buying the right home or selling your current home. But you may also be thinking that you have no idea where to start. Do you think most people don't know where to start?
Yeah, I think so.
I think they just think, I want to sell my house. What the heck do I do? So they get online and just start looking around.
Well, probably like everybody does. They'll probably go to Zillow and they'll get false numbers because those aren't really good numbers in most cases. And then they'll go around and look at homes in their neighborhoods and figure out what things are listed for, and they'll automatically assume that since it's listed at this price, that's where their house should be listed. But in reality, that is not reality. That is
dreamland,
fantasy land, because it's a price that they probably won't get if it's been on the market for any length of time. If you want to get into reality land, you need to find homes that have sold.
Yep.
And
Sale price is fact.
Yep, sales price will tell you.
List price, not fact.
Yeah. And we can help you find those homes that have sold recently. Show them to you so you can at least drive by them. They probably won't let us see them anymore if they've already
Yeah, they
sold.
might not let you in.
But we can show them to you, and it'll help you determine value with the home you're thinking of buying.
Yep, absolutely. Or if you have a property to sell,
Correct.
which you could list your house for.
Correct.
So, if you're thinking about making a move, we can help you through the process. Send us a message, text us at my phone number, it's above, Mike's phone number, it's above. There's never any pressure.
Yeah. Wow, it's kind of cool.
You like that?
Yeah.
No sales tactics, just help and guidance. We are here for our community, and it's what we love to do.
Yes.
Yes.
Finally.
Yes.
We do. I mean, we like doing what we do. That's why we're working here when we're supposed to be at home.
Don't tell anybody.
Oops.
It looks like we're at home, though.
Yeah, I know. Finally, if you're a resident of Burbank or in the surrounding areas, we want to let you know that you can follow us on social media. Burbank, at Burbank Area Living, or you can also
Good
subscribe
job.
to our YouTube channel at Burbank Area Living.
That's right.
Or email us at Burbank Area Living
At gmail.com.
at gmail.com. And feel free to post any questions, comments, concerns that you might have in the comment section. We always get back to people. We don't respond during the show from a previous time, but let us know what you think.
Yes, absolutely. And thank you for joining us.
Yes.
We will see you in the next episode.
Same bat time, same bat channel.
I hope that's not
Does anybody
copyrighted.
remembers that, you think? I doubt they do. They're probably not as old as me. But
I
anyway.
don't know where that's from.